Hi guys, I hope you're all doing very well today. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys another book review, and this is going to be about The Staircase by Rinaldi. This is the cover. Yeah, so this book I read it about 2 months ago. Yeah, I read it in, well, yeah, 2 months. I read it in January for the Read Your Bookshelf challenge because it was for the first prompt of that readathon, and the prompt was read a book with a homish title. So it was a word that was related to home, so it could be door, doorknob, kitchen, window. So I had this that said staircase, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of houses have staircase, so this is the book I chose. So I'm going to be first reading you the synopsis if you don't know anything about this book. So I'll put here where you can skip it if you don't want to read the synopsis. Hear the synopsis, but I'm going to be reading it right now. Okay, let's start. Lizzie Anders is furious. Her father has abandoned her at a girls' school run by the Sisters of Loreto in Santa Fe, New Mexico territory. She's surrounded by Catholics who pray to Saint Joseph and tell stories of beheadings and bleeding saints. But she's Methodist. Shunned by the other girls, Lizzie makes friends with Jose, a wandering carpenter. Jose has been hired to build a staircase in the new chapel, but he has just 3 tools and no nails. When Jose builds an elaborate spiral staircase in mere weeks, everyone is stunned. Then he disappears, leaving questions but no answers. Speculation abounds, and Lizzie wonders if maybe the way she sees things is not always the way things are. Inspired by the real-life legend of the miraculous staircase in the chapel of Loreto, and Rinaldi skillfully blends the mystery surrounding the staircase builder with the daily trials of a spunky 13-year-old girl charting her own path in the 1870s. So this is the synopsis, of the book, the plot, and as I read, it's based on this like mystery of the staircase that is mentioned in this book, because it is a real staircase that is in the chapel of the Sisters of Loreto, and I'll leave an image of the staircase. It's very pretty, it's very beautiful. It's a spiral staircase, and I believe I read that the original design didn't have the, what do you call, it didn't have the handles where you put your hands when you're going up and down the staircase. But for security reasons, they had to put the handles there, however you called it, who you call them, but you know what I mean. So if I can, I'll put a picture of how it was before and after. They put they changed it a bit so it was more secure, because it's a place where a lot of people go to tour, especially people that are interested in seeing the staircase. And me, if I ever go to that part of the United States, I would love to see that because it looks very pretty. And it's so cool because I read the book that, talks about that mystery of who built it, because the person who built it like disappeared and nobody really knows who built it. So, yeah. Okay, so now that I've done this, oh, I forgot to mention this book was also, it says it won a Parents Guide Children's Media Award winner. So it won, that award. And also, I used it for the Read Your Bookshelf challenge, but I also used it for the Historathon, because one of the boxes was read a book about a war not set in World War II, and this was set like in the Civil War time. So yeah, I think that counts. Yeah. Okay, now I'll be starting my review. Okay, So title is The Staircase, the author Rinaldi. The publisher of this specific edition is Harcourt Publishing Company. The genre is fiction. The date published is June 1st of 2002. Pages 230, and the rating I'll leave to the end. So now I'll start my review. As Lizzie Anders herself put it, she had only 3 months ago been in Independence with her mother and father. Independence as in the place, not the state of being. There was a place called Independence. If you live in the US, you probably know the place, but I don't know. Yeah, just so you know. Okay, so now she sat in a barn in Santa Fe, awaiting approval from a carpenter about a letter to her father, who was in the land called Texas, having left her. She was surrounded by Catholics. Her mother was dead, and she just tied a bag of stinking asafetida around the neck of a comatose woman so she could go to her Methodist heaven. In her pocket was a blind kitten, rendered so by girls who were waiting for a visit from a saint. That is from page 184 in the book. So, in this place, with strange and confusing traditions for Lizzie, puts her in a state of alienation, from other girls in the school. Not that she'd be interested in making friends with any of those poly pure hearts who wouldn't know Saint Joseph even if he did come. Yeah, they wouldn't know him. She does make friends with other not so common people throughout this story. She starts out unforgiving, a bit cynical and nihilistic, and though she doesn't change all that much by the end of it, some of the customs that are practiced inside the girls' school start to rub off just a bit on her, but not completely. Like Rinaldi, the author wrote, Lizzie Anders comes reluctantly to Santa Fe and the school, hoping to find someday in her life her hero, Jesse James. She leaves a better person, yet not quite believing she has met Saint Joseph. So, guys, what I took out of this book is that this is ultimately a story about learning to forgive, and shedding the walls that you come with so that your soul is carrying less of that unnecessary emotional weight, because for her, her mother had died, her dad had left her in this place where she didn't know anybody, she didn't connect with any of the girls her age there, and so she wasn't really feeling like forgiving him. But I mean, from at least from my point of view, from what I learned, is that you can't just wait to feel like you want to forgive someone. You just have to forgive them, and that's it. Because from my belief, if God forgave me for everything I did, then who am I to like not forgive another person for their trespassings? And some people do not understand that, but that's just my way of thinking. And even though she didn't like completely turn into a different person after the book had finished, she had forgave her father, and and she understood that even if he did things that she couldn't understand, she still loved him. But she was just carrying all of that weight of her mother dying and just changing places, and yeah. But yeah, it was a good book. I gave my rating of this was 3 stars. I gave this book 3 stars, which is a good review. I say it's not like an amazing read, but it was a good read. Like I didn't feel like I wasted my time reading it. And now I may have another place in my bucket list, because did you see that stair? That's a beautiful staircase. That's really pretty. Yeah. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed my review. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. Tell me in the comments what you thought, and if you've read this book. What else? If you want to subscribe, if you want to see more of this type of content, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube can notify you whenever I upload a new video. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for being here with me. And now I'll leave you with my favorite quote of this book. Until next time, cheers and keep on reading. Bye.